Hey, this is Ryan A, and welcome to the Basketball Network. Two of the greatest teams in the NBA right now were strategically put together by the same man, Tim Connelly. Those teams are last year's champions, the Denver Nuggets, where Connelly was the GM for 9 years, and the Minnesota Timberwolves, where Connelly has been the head of basketball operations since 2022. They just battled it out in a wild 7-game series, with Minnesota coming out on top in a close Game 7. This victory places the Timberwolves in the Western Conference Finals for just the second time in franchise history. The last time they made it this far was 20 years ago, when Kevin Garnett was taking the league by storm. Since these teams are widely considered to be two of the best in the league, many predict that the winner of this series is the favorite to take home the Larry O'Brien Trophy this year. So let's go over how Tim Connelly built these two powerhouses and solidified his reputation as the smartest man in basketball. Connelly was instrumental in creating the current Nuggets squad, which won last year's NBA championship. He was in Denver for nearly a decade, and went to Minnesota a year before the team he helped build would take home the NBA championship for the first time in franchise history. He built the core of the modern Nuggets squad through shrewd draft decisions, strategic trades, and great coaching hires. Nikola Jokic getting drafted as the 41st overall pick in 2014 is widely considered to be the greatest draft steal in NBA history. Obviously, no one knew at the time that Jokic would turn out to be one of the greatest players of all time. But Connelly saw his potential, and once Jokic's talent was undeniable, he surrounded him with a team that complemented his playing style. Connelly did this by drafting the likes of Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr., and then bolstered the defense with the trade for Aaron Gordon. Connelly also hired Mike Malone as head coach and watched as he led the Nuggets to their first title. Seeing all of his hard work and strategic moves pay off from afar must have been bittersweet for Connelly and probably motivated him to build a team in Minnesota that was capable of beating the powerhouse that he built. Tim Connelly built the Timberwolves to defeat the Nuggets by focusing on defense. Timberwolves great KG commented that this year's Minnesota team is the defensive version of what the Warriors did for the offense when the league wasn't ready. Connelly's first move towards creating this defensive juggernaut was a controversial all-in trade for 4-time Defensive Player of the Year Rudy Gobert. He was derided by the media for this deal, and it was dubbed a historically bad trade because they had to give up 4 first-round draft picks and multiple rotation players for Rudy. Jokic could see the tactician at work and commented on the trade saying, "I think Tim Connelly, when he made that trade, everybody was laughing at him and what he was doing, but he made a great team, and I think he deserves great credit for doing that." This controversial trade was certainly vindicated, as the Timberwolves were able to pair him with fellow 7-footer Karl Anthony Towns and 6th Man of the Year Naz Reid to create the most effective defense in the league. This stifling defense was on display in Game 7 against the Nuggets when they managed to hold Denver to just 37 points in the second half, which made it possible for them to come back from 20 points down in the third quarter. While Connelly can't take credit for the drafting of Anthony Edwards, who has morphed into a legit superstar, he was able to seamlessly integrate Edwards' style into his winning system. Connelly's defense-first strategy with the Timberwolves is unorthodox in today's high-scoring NBA, but the results speak for themselves, and we can expect Minnesota to be a force to be reckoned with for years to come. Seeing two teams that Connelly put together dominate the regular season and then go head-to-head in the playoffs demonstrates why he is perhaps the most acclaimed executive in basketball. Tim remains humble about his success in the past couple of years, saying, "I'm just guessing, you never know. You make a trade, you sign somebody, you draft somebody, you hope it works." Fortunately for his employers, his strategy has worked and is paying off with deep playoff runs. With Denver, Connelly wasn't able to be there when the team he assembled won the trophy. This year, however, with Minnesota, he may just get to hold the Larry O'Brien Trophy in his own hands. Connelly proved that he found a way to defeat the winning blueprint he designed by beating the favored Nuggets in the playoffs this year. It remains to be seen if anyone will be able to stop the Wolves, and it may set a new trend around the league, emphasizing skilled bigs working in tandem to shut down opposing offenses, similar to how the Warriors changed the game with their focus on three-pointers. Hoops fans oftentimes give all the credit to the star players and head coaches of successful teams that they see on TV, ignoring the fact that the team is put together behind the scenes by strategists who are not on the court, but are busy scouting for talent and managing budgets. The results speak for themselves, and Connelly is without a doubt an innovator and probably the best executive in the league. Let us know if you think Connelly has put together the two best teams in the NBA, and if you think that the Timberwolves have what it takes to go all the way this year. Thanks for watching, and like and subscribe to the Basketball Network for more hoops news and insights.